All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddie Live Podcast, episode 312. I am here with Joe Henley. It is hard to put you in a box, man. You've got so many things going on.
I'd like to keep it interesting. I'd like to switch it up every now and again.
Joe Henley, the man. Man, I appreciate you coming out. Man, artist, musician, Jesus, there's so many things, so it's hard to put you in a box.
Yeah, I like to do a lot of different stuff. I like to not be bored. I just want to not wake up every day and try and do weird stuff.
That's my thing. No, I mean, I agree. These couple of weeks, I've been helping a friend's summer camp. So I've been doing that in the mornings, just English. Yep. I haven't taught English in so long, and it's it's interesting. It's interesting because you go and you step away from that, and you do all this stuff, and then you go back and you're like, whoa. It's unique.
I taught English for my first 2 months.
2 months, okay. Taiwan. And you were like, I'm done.
I was like, that's enough.
That's enough. Okay.
I knew I had made like a huge mistake.
Okay.
The first time I walked into a club. I was teaching in Changhua County.
Got it. Okay.
A place called Heme. When I first moved here, because I had no money and I needed a job like right away.
Yep. Yeah.
And where are they hiring right away, and where do they not care about experience? Like small towns.
Small towns and in English teaching, right?
Yeah,
people don't really know that, man.
So I was 22, and they just
What brought you, man? What brought you here? 22 years old, Saskatoon.
Yeah, I'd gone to university in Halifax, Nova Scotia, East Coast Canada. My roommate there, who I lived in the dorm with. She had lived in Taiwan for a year before she came out to Halifax for grad school, which is what we were doing. End of grad school, she said, "What are you doing next year?" I said, "I have no idea."
Okay, yeah.
She said, "Go to Taiwan." I said, "Okay."
Oh, wow, okay.
I said, "It's better than what I have planned, which is nothing."
Okay, it's actually funny because it's a common story. People are like, "Oh, I'll go check it out for a year."
Yes.
2 years, whatever. And then it becomes 20.
Yeah, no, I said I'll go for a year.
Yeah.
I'll teach, I'll make a little bit of money, then I'll travel, and then I'll go back home.
So the early days, you're here,
yeah.
You taught for 2 months.
Yes.
You decided, you know what, I'm not really into this. Then what happened after that?
I was looking for work. Like, as soon as I walked into that classroom, like, kids started crying.
Yeah.
I had no tattoos then, but I had really long hair and a really long beard.
Okay.
And I'm sure I looked like, once they got to know me, they knew I was okay. Like, and they knew I was a big goofball, but
sure.
I looked frightening.
Okay, that's funny.
And but like, it wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to write.
Yeah.
I wanted to do music, and no offense to Changhua County, but that was not the place to do it.
Understandable. Yeah.
I got a job at a publishing company in Taipei.
Okay.
Closer to what I wanted to do, so I just moved straight up to Taipei. Started working at the publishing company 9 to 5, and then not that long after, I joined my first band, just kind of by happenstance.
Got it. Okay.
Met some guys at a festival. They had lost their singer, and they just kind of said, like I said, I had long hair, big beard. They said,
rock and roll.
Yeah, they said you look like you could be a singer, and I had never actually done that before.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
But I just kind of, for lack of a better word, lied.
And you're like, yeah, I could do that?
No, I said, yeah, I can do that. So they said, okay, here's some songs, learn these songs, show up to the rehearsal space.
Gotcha.
In 2 weeks, you can audition. And then I think I was the only person who auditioned.
Okay.
For the band, and just went from there.
So, just quickly, last thing, Changhua was because of work. You're like, because that's an unusual place to go first.
Yeah, I had about like $500 Canadian.
Okay.
When I came here, and I needed to get started quickly.
That's good. Okay.
I had no exit strategy. I had no backup plan. I just kind of got here, and my friend from school had said, like, oh yeah, like as soon as you get off the plane, they'll be throwing jobs at you, like for teaching English.
Yeah, it's pretty true, I think. And yes, no.
Well, 2005, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And like, it still took me about 3 weeks to get a job.
Okay.
And like, the money is quickly going down.
Sure.
It's getting a little bit sketchy at that point.
Yeah.
So I definitely needed the work.
Okay. So for me also as well. So I was 2002, like just December, right at the end of 2002, just after Christmas. And similar thing, a buddy who had come here before, Taiwan. I don't know what it is about Taiwan, but he's like, yeah, it's a great spot. So I said, okay, I'm going to go there, check it out for a year. And yeah, it's been about 20-ish, over 20 now, I guess. Yeah,
it goes by super fast. Like, it's crazy.
So you learned to sing For the gig. That's crazy.
I learned how to like.
I mean, you
sing,
had it.
like,
Okay.
I learned how to do death metal vocals, which is just like low guttural screaming and like high pitched screaming, like different types of screaming without like ruining your throat, basically. I did that kind of like I had done that a little bit on my own, just kind of messing around, but I'd never done it seriously.
Okay.
So I gave myself kind of a crash course in it in those 2 weeks leading up to the audition.
Crazy.
I was living in a ding-low apartment.
Yeah.
Screaming my lungs out for 2 weeks, hoping my neighbors would not call the police.
He's murdering somebody up there.
Yeah, thinking either I'm being murdered or I'm murdering somebody. Somebody's dying up there.
Gotcha.
And then kind of just figured it out and went from there. So like the first time I actually got on a stage and did it was in Taipei. I'd never done it back in Canada.
Wow. Okay, so you took journalism, right? You did journalism, and that was what you wanted to do. So you started doing the writing.
Yes.
That was something that you're like, this is closer to what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But it looks like before you came here, you did a couple of like detours, kind of to different countries, or you reported from different countries. How does that kind of fit in? Was you reporting for Taiwan or?
No, like actually, what had happened was like I came here like just right out of school.
Okay.
Came here first. I did the publishing company job for 7 years.
Gotcha.
Basically just because I wanted to get my permanent residency so I could do whatever work that I wanted.
That's smart. Yeah.
And I wanted to save money so I could go freelance. Just be a freelance writer, freelance reporter, and kind of do whatever I want. So then after I quit the publishing company, I started reporting from different places, taking trips to like the Philippines, to Myanmar, to Japan, to Thailand.
Yep.
Kind of just, just pitching stories to publications around the world.
Yep.
And writing about music, writing about human rights stuff, anything that kind of I was interested in.
Sure. Yeah. That's crazy. That's a cool topic.
I mean, that was the whole point. Like I just wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I was not cut out for the office life. It's not for me.
Understandable. Yeah.
I didn't mind it. Like I like the people, but I just didn't like the fact that somebody else is in control of my time. And I also started touring with music.
Gotcha.
Started playing. We went to band like going to Europe, going around Asia, and I always had to ask permission, and I didn't like that. I didn't like to have to ask somebody for permission to go and live my life.
I agree, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, if you're an entrepreneur,
book your time off, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, for sure.
And they always were like, sometimes they were cool about it.
No.
Well, they were like, well, yeah, like they're acting like they're doing you a big favor.
Yeah.
And I'm something of a rebel.
Yeah, well,
rebellious personality. Yeah. I just kind of chafed at them kind of lording this authority over me.
I think also, I mean, I've taught at many different schools and stuff here, and they seem to hold that against you a lot. Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Joe, can you turn this AC and the fan off so I can hear it in the background? Well, the AC then, because I can hear the fan. Sorry. So yeah, what I was saying is one of the things that I noticed was, especially if they hold your ARC.
Yes, that was big.
Man, it was rough. So I was at a few different places. And people were just like, well, we have your ARC, so basically you belong to us.
Yeah, they own you.
They're like, give us your passport. And I'm like, what? That doesn't, and I'm like early 20s, right? I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. Give you my passport. And like, well, yeah, it's just, that's what we do in Taiwan. We take everyone's passport and hide it. And I'm like, I'm not giving you my passport. That's crazy, So yeah, it's kind of so there's loads of stories about that, but we won't go too deep on that for sure. But so you're reporting, that's going well, yeah?
It's going, yeah. Like, I mean, that's how I kind of built I built my career. Like, I had to do a lot of different kinds of stuff. It's difficult to make a living as a freelance journalist, so I had to, like, diversify a lot, to do a lot of different stuff. Like, I got jobs editing magazines. Like, I edited Taipei Magazine for a number of years here.
Got it.
Magazine put out by the Department of Tourism.
Okay.
Did some travel writing like that. Wrote some textbooks, which was not my favorite, but
okay, you got to pay the bills, man.
Steady work, got to pay the bills. It supports me going around and doing the music thing.
And that's kind of like the freelance gig is you can kind of work from home, right?
Always,
I saw your videos saying your commute is like from here to here.
My commute is about 20 feet these days.
That's beautiful.
From the bed to the home office. So I mean, I enjoy that very much.
Yeah.
Not that I my commute before to the office was like a nice 30-minute walk. That was great, but it was more like I don't like the destination.
Yeah,
The commute
yeah.
is fine.
Sure.
I don't like where I'm going.
Understandable. Yeah.
But it was all about just doing things that let me be in control of my own time, to be able to do the touring for music for myself and my wife, also to be able to travel on our own.
I love that. Yeah.
Just about having freedom, basically. And I was able to do that here. And I don't know if I would have been able to do it in other places where the cost of living is a lot higher.
Yeah, no, I agree. One of the things about Taiwan is, this summer for us, for example, in Tianmu, it's quite a bit slower. So, I mean, that's why we're usually open for lunch, but in July we don't.
Yeah.
It's really hot at lunchtime,
Yes.
so people don't go outside really. And unless you're in a shopping mall, I mean, there's not much of a lunch crowd in July. And in this area, it's kind of a specific area where there's a lot of international people, expats, like at TAS, TES, and all that. So everybody's traveling. So July is kind of a low point for us. But, we went to Hualien last week for about 5 days. And it was like, B&B to a hotel to a resort. It was great.
Yeah.
And you forget how you're living on this beautiful, like, tropical island because you're working. I forget sometimes, I'm so busy. And then, you drive an hour away and there's beach and it's, your feet are in the sand. It's beautiful, and I love it. I love that.
No, I think that's the best part about living here. I mean,
Yeah.
you're close to the mountains, you're close to the
Yeah.
beach. Anywhere you want to go and experience like the beauty of nature or just the tranquility of not being in the city.
Yeah, it's so quick.
You're 30, 45 minutes, an hour
It's
tops
amazing.
away from being there. It's crazy.
It's amazing. And so I just want to keep touching on the writing before we dive deep in the other stuff.
Sure.
You have the book.
Yeah, I've written
You were
I've written 3 books since I've
Okay,
been
see,
here.
I didn't know that. Okay. So the one that I saw was Migrant.
Yeah, Migrante, yeah.
I was going to say Migrante,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, yeah, Migrante, because that's the first thing I saw when I seen that. I'm like, oh, Migrante, but I'm like, oh, it's probably Migrant. But okay, you're good.
Yeah, it's I did some reporting here on Southeast Asian migrant workers.
Okay.
Who, as a lot of people know, they can have a pretty hard time here because they're not covered by the same labor laws that Westerners such as us are covered by.
Yeah.
There's a lot of exploitation that they face in terms of having their passports seized, having their IDs seized, their paychecks skimmed off of in all kinds
yeah.
of illegal and nefarious ways.
Agents are like skimming off the top.
It's
Everybody's skimming off the top.
Yeah, the agent system is, evil,
Yeah.
to put not too fine a point on it. So I was reporting on that for a number of years. And I wanted to do something that was a little bit more substantial, a
Like
little bit more
in-depth.
in-depth and
Okay.
permanent. So I kind of compiled all the stories that I had reported on for different publications and made them into a work of fiction based on the reality of the situation.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And then I wanted to use the book as a way to raise money for a couple of advocacy groups here.
Okay.
So the sales of the book, although not as much as I would have hoped, were donated to
Got it.
these two
Okay.
different organizations that had helped me out with the
Okay.
reporting.
Okay. How's the reaction? I mean, I think that it would probably be, depending on who it is, I would say like Taiwanese, it would have one reaction, and maybe expat foreigner would have a different reaction. And what's kind of like the reaction to that topic?
I mean, the reaction is, people are, when they hear about the reality of the situation and the harsh things that Southeast Asians face here, a lot of the reaction is people are quite shocked by it.
Okay.
Like for myself, I know until the story was placed right in front of me, I wasn't really aware of it. Like migrant workers here were
Yeah.
mostly the caregivers that I would see in the park,
Yes.
pushing an older Taiwanese person in a wheelchair, taking care of them.
Gotcha. Yep.
I knew of them, but I didn't know the situations
Yeah.
that they faced. And that's true for a lot of foreigners here. It's true for a lot of Taiwanese people. They're just not aware of it
Yeah. Sure.
unless they happen to hire a caregiver themselves.
Yeah.
Or they know somebody who, say, owns a fishing boat or a factory,
Okay.
which is not everybody.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are just
Yeah.
kind of shocked. Fortunately, the book was also translated into Mandarin, and then it was more widely available here in the local language and available in bookstores.
Beautiful. So just on that, how can they get that? Like right now, if someone wants to grab the book Migrante.
In Chinese, it's available in every major bookstore
Beautiful.
in Taiwan.
Okay.
And in English right now, unfortunately, due to the situation with my publisher, which
Okay,
has gone out
okay.
of business,
Gotcha.
it is out of print.
Okay, so is there like an ebook on Amazon or something, or is that
There is, but
sacrilege to say to a writer?
no, 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 not at all. But I'm dealing with a situation right now
Okay.
where I'm going to have to republish it, but I can't publish it under the same title that it was before because that
Okay.
publisher has gone out of business and they've kind of just left a giant mess.
Oh,
Basically.
I understand. Okay.
So I'm in the process of trying to find another home for it, figuring
Gotcha.
out what title I'm going to publish it under. Again, it will be. Stay tuned. You can
Yeah.
follow on my socials, Instagram.
I have your socials below here, so if you want to check that out, follow up along with that, which is great. Okay, that's beautiful. Yeah, so that's such a unique topic. There's so many stories, but there's one where I was this was a long time ago when I was a single guy. I was dating a girl from the Philippines, and we could only see each other on Sunday,
Right.
because she only has Sunday off.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought, okay, that's weird. And she had like curfew. She could not leave the. I think it was a Seuss. I think one of the big factory companies. She couldn't leave there, and basically, like it was like it's like a dorm, but it's kind of like a jail.
Yeah.
Like you cannot leave, and
Yeah.
they would have. I mean, you know more about this than me, obviously, but she said that all of the Southeast Asian sort of, what can I say, like races were kind of different classes.
They're
so,
segregated. Yeah.
Yeah, so they would have Filipinos in a room, but like with a bunch of bunk beds.
Yeah.
Like 8.
Yeah.
8 people in one little room. And I said, well, that's really bad. That's, and she said, actually, they put the Thais 12 in a room. And I'm just like, what? This is crazy.
No, I mean, yeah,
That's so crazy. I was
It's
shocked.
pretty insane. I mean, like
Yeah.
unless you're in that situation
Yeah.
where you are, in your case, dating someone from
Yeah.
that scene, or you just happen to know those people and talk to them, you're never going to be aware of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's covered up pretty good. And then anytime there's any updates on the laws, there's kind of like a little exclusion written for, I think, for Southeast Asia. I don't know how they classify everybody, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
like
crazy.
we're covered under what's known as the Labor Standards Act, and
Okay.
if you work in a factory, for example, you are just not. If you're a Southeast Asian person working in a factory, there's no rules about overtime pay.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
just even in construction, there's a cap on the hours that you're paid for per month.
Crazy. Yeah. I
And
didn't
if
know
you
that.
go over that, you're just not paid.
You just work for free.
You just work for free.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. So, a Golden Bell Award, right?
Yeah,
I went
like,
through all your stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff I want to kind of touch here. Taiwan Made.
Yeah, Taiwan Made was the first.
So tell me about that.
I got involved with working for TV and film projects.
Got it.
Again, just through doing a bunch of different kinds of writing, making contacts. I was introduced to a documentary director. He hired me for that program, which was my first one in 2015. So it was called Taiwan Made on the Discovery Channel. Wound up winning the Golden Bell for Best Science Program.
Freaking awesome.
Right out of the gate. First Golden Bell Award for Discovery Taiwan.
Okay.
And just kind of took off from there. And I've done.
It's a pretty big feather in your cap right there.
It was,
yeah.
it's a decent
Yeah.
start. It was kind of strange. You don't expect that at all, ever. But to have that happen right out of the gate was pretty nice.
Yeah.
And it got me more work down the line. So
Yeah.
it opens up a new revenue stream. As a freelancer, you're always looking for these different areas and fields in which you can
Sure. Yeah.
make a few bucks.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
you don't have to go crawling back to the office, in my case.
I know that feeling, man. Like I said, I've been teaching for a couple weeks, and although I love kids and I did it for a long time, I coached soccer for a long time, and just going back, it's kind of like I forgot about this. It's fun,
Yeah.
ish, because there's like an end,
Yes.
but there's certain points where you'll have. There's always one kid. There's always one little boy, usually a boy, because the girls are pretty mellow, but there's usually a boy who's just throwing stuff around. You know what I mean? And I don't blame him, because I was probably that boy when I was a kid, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, dude, are you going to do something today? And he's just like, no. I'm like, all right. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so it's definitely different, man. Definitely. So that's not one of the only. You were nominated also for some awards for your band.
Yeah,
Right?
2023 we got.
So you're racking up awards here.
Nominations.
Nominations. Okay. Okay.
In this case, for those people who don't know, like I've been in a few different bands.
Tell me about the band. Yeah.
I'm in a band now called Dharma, and we're a Buddhist death metal band.
Oh, what? I didn't know the Buddhist part. Okay.
Yeah, it's we actually have a Buddhist nun who is in the band on backing vocals.
That's crazy.
She's, as far as we know, she's the only nun in the world who is in a metal band.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she does some backup instruments and like
Okay.
backing vocals, and
Okay.
it's gotten us some attention around the world. Like, you know, we were covered by the LA Times, and
very
CNN, BBC, and here in 2023 we were nominated in the same year for best band and best
Awesome.
rock album, even though we're a metal band.
Okay.
And so we got to, you know, go to the ceremony, which was at the Taipei
Yeah.
Music Center
Beautiful.
with people who were legitimately famous, and then there was us kind of hanging out in the back, the misfit metalheads in the
That's
back.
awesome.
And we lost both categories, and then later we were told by somebody on the inside that we lost both of them by 1 vote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I could have lived a very long and happy life without knowing that.
Without knowing that.
It would have been
Oh.
better like if they told me, yeah, you lost 12-0.
Yeah, you got destroyed.
Like you had no chance.
You're
I was
happy to be here. Yeah.
I was like, that's what I expected. That's about what I expected. But
sure.
they were like, oh yeah, you lost by 1. I was like, don't tell me that.
Oh, man. Damn.
But no,
okay,
it was.
okay.
I mean, it's like in metal. Like when I was first growing up, like there were no awards for metal until the Grammys, and then the Grammy for metal was kind of a joke because the first year they gave it to Jethro Tull
Okay.
over
Yeah,
Judas Priest and Metallica. So everybody's kind of like, okay, this is not a real thing.
Like metal is kind of like, I don't want to say new, but like newish, right? Last 30 years,
it's
maybe.
new. It's like
Newish?
you go
Or
back
before
to
that. Judas Priest is what, 30 ish
Oh, no,
years
they're
before?
50 years.
40, 50? Okay.
And you go back to Black Sabbath, 50
Okay,
years.
Black Sabbath,
and,
sure.
Ozzy,
Led
Ozzy
Zeppelin,
Ozzy just
right?
passed today. So
Oh, did he? Oh
yeah,
my
did.
God, I didn't know
Yep.
that.
No, this is
Oh shoot! Rest in peace to
the father.
Ozzy.
The
Oh,
father of heavy
man.
metal has left us behind. It's a heavy day for
Oh my God!
heavy metal
Okay,
heads.
did not know that. As a kid, so my parents are Mexican,
Yeah.
but my mom would always listen to, you know, like traditional, like the Mexican stuff, like the cumbias and all the dancing and stuff. But my dad was a drummer, so my dad, you know, long hair, rock and roll guy. So we'd have all the Mexican stuff going, but then we'd also have like Led Zeppelin, you know,
Awesome.
Deep Purple and all that stuff. So I listened to all that growing up, so it's very nostalgic for me. And my cousins, huge Ozzy fans, and I was a little kid, and they would always show me the videos of him, you know, biting the bat off,
Oh,
the
yeah.
bat's head off, and stuff like that. So as a kid, I was like, oh my gosh! And then you grow up, and you're like, oh, I love this. It's so cool.
No, it's been like, you know, I've been playing in bands here, metal and punk bands for 20 years. You know, it's been my home. Like, it's not the only reason that I stay here, but it is a big reason
Got
why
it.
I stay here. That whole community is very warm and inviting and welcoming, and it's given me a place to belong.
I think it's funny because usually people would see, you know, like rock and roll, like death metal, tattoos, and they would feel like, oh, like that's a tough bunch of guys,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a scary group, right? But you're saying that it's warm. That's kind of all over the world, you think, or is that specifically to Taiwan?
Everywhere that I've been,
Okay.
it's like we're all like, what I didn't know when I was first getting into metal. Like I
Yeah.
thought this, even though I was into the music, I thought the same. Like I don't think I went to a metal show by myself until I was like 20,
Okay.
because I was afraid.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm a nerd.
I was scared of Ozzy.
Well, I'm
yeah.
a nerd, so if I go there,
Yeah.
they're gonna pick on me. They're gonna laugh at me. And then I
Yeah.
went there. I'm like, oh, we're all nerds.
We're all nerds,
we're
yeah.
all just a bunch of dorks.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
are into like comic books and like Dungeons and Dragons, and like this is where all the nerds go.
Yeah.
To feel safe.
Well, it couldn't
I
have
thought
just
the
been
opposite.
us. Couldn't
Yeah.
have just been us, because when they released Stranger Things, right? Everybody
Yeah.
was all over that, right? With
Yeah.
the Dungeons and Dragons and all the music. And the funny thing is, because I grew up listening to a lot of the old stuff, I still listen to that. Like I haven't listened to anything past like 90s, maybe 2000 in a long time. And so my daughter also listens to that. And when she was the first time we took a trip, I think it was to Canada, you know, we were pulling our luggage, and she was probably 2. Okay, the second time she was 2, so she doesn't remember. She was 5, and she's kind of pulling her carry-on luggage in, right? And so we're pulling it, blah blah blah, and she's like, "Oh, what's the name of this luggage, Dad?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's your carry-on." And she's like, "Carry on my wayward son," you know. And
That's
I'm just
awesome.
like, "Oh, whoa,
Oh, you can sing.
Yeah,
You can sing too, man.
Yeah, well, let's do something sometime, man. It was good.
We'll
man.
get you on the next album.
Let's do it. All right, sounds good. But yeah, it was crazy though, because it's funny. Do you have kids or not? Not really.
I got cats.
You got cats? Okay. So having a kid, I know some people are pro, some people are not into it. But for me, it's been cool because you kind of get to kind of live your childhood again.
Oh, yeah.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. But then you're like, oh, I want to buy this game. I just buy it. I don't have to ask anybody. Well, the wife will be like, what is this bill? You know, but yeah, just like, oh, let's buy some games. And then we play, there's a video game called Roblox.
Oh, yeah.
So she loves Roblox. And because I have all this gear, she like live streams Roblox and stuff. And so like I'll play Roblox with her, and sometimes she'll be like, oh, Dad, I need to buy this skin for my player. I'm like, let's buy it. Whereas when I was a kid, I was like, oh no, my mom would be like, save your whatever and go deliver the papers or some shit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Too good. Yeah, so tell me more about the band. How did the band, so you said it's the third or fourth sort of iteration of yours?
This is the fourth band that I've been in Taiwan.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that story. You know, how that started.
Like during my time here, like in the first band I was ever in here was called Revilement, and the drummer was a guy named Jack Dong. Local guy, he's kind of the godfather of extreme metal drumming in Taiwan. Like he was the first guy to play blast beats like 280 BPM type stuff. Like,
Gotcha.
And this is now the third band I've ever been in with him.
Okay.
A few years ago, like he's always wanted to do a Buddhist death metal band, but it's taken him basically 20 years to convince people that that's a good idea.
Yeah, because you wouldn't think that would be a thing.
No, like he went to a CD shop like 20 years ago, and he picked up, in the New Age section, he picked up a CD that was like the Tibetan throat singing, like in the chanting.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And he heard it, and you know it's pretty heavy. Like, and he's actually like, this is metal.
Okay.
On some level, this is metal, and like he tried to convince people that we can meld these two different worlds.
Beautiful.
It took him up until about 2018 to convince people like we can actually do this. And he asked me to do the vocals for it. I was not Buddhist at the time, but I was interested in Buddhism.
Gotcha.
And within about a year of joining the band, I actually converted to Buddhism.
Okay.
Because
so he had this vision.
Yeah.
And then it was so powerful for you. You converted. You're like, this is it. I like this.
Well, at the time, like I had been playing in different bands like for about 15 years at that point, and kind of living that life. You know,
Sure.
like you know, every show is a party. Every show there's beer backstage and whatever you want, and it was fun. But as I got into my like mid 30s, the consequences of living that life,
I know it,
get larger and larger, and the hangovers get worse and worse.
Yeah.
It starts to take a toll, and I was kind of looking for a change.
Yeah.
A change in lifestyle, a change in outlook.
That's beautiful.
And then this kind of landed in front of me. I was like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. So when I went and studied Buddhism at a temple for about 4 months with the nun who was in our band. And at the end of it, she said, well, if you want to convert, we can go and we can do the ceremony. If you don't, that's fine. She says, what matters is what's in here.
Beautiful.
You can still be in the band. You can still, because our songs, again, I'm talking like people know this, but our songs are all Buddhist sutras and mantras that we just make into death metal songs.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
So it's all in Sanskrit. It's all the original Sanskrit.
Wow.
Some of our songs are in Mandarin. And, you know, like I'm reciting these words on stage.
Okay.
That are, you know, in some cases,
like
millennia
holy, powerful
old.
words, right?
And I don't want to be on stage saying things that I don't necessarily believe in.
That makes sense.
Or that I know nothing about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was partly me wanting to be authentic about it, but also like it was authentic because I was looking for a change, and this was a way, Buddhism was a way for me to have a more peaceful relationship with myself.
Wow.
Which I had been sorely lacking, and which I had been kind of, in some ways, drowning myself in alcohol.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, sex, drugs, rock and roll. That's what people think of, you know, the rock star life, right?
It was also just like, it wasn't even just the rock star life.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Like there's, it kind of comes with like the quote unquote expat life sometimes. Like there's
that's true.
A lot of the events are like very booze heavy.
Yes.
A lot of us come over here like you and I did when we were early 20s.
Yeah.
And it's almost like
you go to B1 for all you can drink.
Well, yes.
Yeah, right.
To me, it's almost like they talk about in Hollywood, like the age you first get famous is the age you stay forever.
Okay.
And I kind of feel like it's almost similar to like the age you move to Taiwan.
Yes. Agree.
Is kind of the age you stay forever. So for a long time, I was 22.
Okay.
Forever.
You know what? That's very wise, because I think I meet middle-aged guys like myself that they don't look it, but they still feel like they're 25 and they're hitting on, you know, 21-year-old girls, and you know what I mean? And, I'm not in that environment anymore.
Me neither.
But once in a while, when someone comes to visit, or somebody's birthday, I'll go out for beers. It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Because after you have your own thing, it's not getting drunk. That's not that fun anymore. Because I've got all this stuff and Scarface. You don't get high on your own supply, so I rarely ever drink here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. But I know that a lot of people, they go through this and they'll be like 30s, 40s, 50s and beyond.
Yeah.
And they're still like
Still
they're
going.
25.
Yeah, like
It's crazy.
I've seen a lot of that around, and like I quit drinking when I became Buddhist about 5 years ago.
Is that part of Buddhism, or is that like I'm gonna dump this as well?
I mean, you're not supposed to get intoxicated.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a lay practitioner. I'm not a monk, obviously.
Yeah, understand.
But I just didn't want to get drunk anymore.
Yeah.
I've accumulated every possible, like, I was so drunk that story ever.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
I'm just repeating it over and over again.
Yep.
And then also, like, you start to see some of those guys around who don't make that change, or don't, like, cut back. Like, maybe they don't have to quit, but just cut back.
Yeah.
But they don't. They just keep going as hard as they ever did. And it starts to accumulate.
It's bad.
Both physically and psychically as well.
And I also think to add on to that, visually as well.
And visually, I mean, like
some people, like yourself, you look in great shape. You look healthy. I don't know how old you are.
I'm
but,
42.
So you don't look 42, right?
I tried, but it could easily have gone another way.
100%. Me, I know this as well.
There's guys my age that look like they're 30. There's guys my age that look like they're closer to 60.
Yeah.
Depending on which route they went.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And I wanted to do this music thing as long as I possibly can and do it well.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that and party.
Well, if you look at like somebody like Mick Jagger, he's still killing it, right? He's like in shape still. Apparently, he brings like a tour bus full of, that's like a gym with him everywhere. He exercises. I mean, I don't even know how old he is. He's got to be in his 70s.
I think he's 80.
He's 80. So, but he's still up there. The doctors are telling him stop doing your little spin moves or whatever, and he still does them. It's crazy. So it's possible if you take care of yourself to keep going, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was just I needed to make a change, and fortunately I was able to do that.
Okay.
And I don't preach about it to people. I'm like, oh, you should quit drinking. Like, if you can drink and have a good time and still take care of yourself, go ahead. But I was not one of those people.
Understand? Yeah,
I had to stop.
I still do it, but it's very rare. I'll have like a couple. After two, I can feel this. It's almost like hitting this wall. I'm like, okay, I can have a couple glasses of water. Tomorrow will be fine.
Yeah.
If I keep going, tomorrow it's
Tomorrow's
a
a
write-off. It's done. Yeah.
Well, that was the thing for me too. Like, it was also like having to work for myself.
Yeah.
If I go out and get hammered tonight,
Can't write days off.
it's going to be 2-3 days where I'm basically useless. Mm-hmm. Which is not good for me. It's not good for my home life.
Yeah. It's not good for anything.
It's not good for anybody.
And you're wasting days.
And I'm wasting days, and I don't. Our time on this plane is limited.
Yes, it is.
As you say past 40, you start to become more aware of that, I think.
Sure, for sure. And I feel like, like you said earlier, the recovery is so much longer.
Oh, so much longer, yeah.
When you're 20, you could have, you could get shit-faced pizza at 3 a.m. and be like, go to work, 6 a.m. the next day. But now it takes me almost 2 days to recover from like a real hangover.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, I don't miss it. Like, I'll go out with friends who go to bars.
Yeah.
I'll sit there, I'll have my Coke, or I'll have my non-alcoholic beverage of choice. They can get hammered. I can be in that environment. Like, I'm not like, oh, I can't be around alcohol.
Yeah.
But I don't miss it. Like, when they start to get to the, like, I love you, man stage.
Yeah. I love that stage.
That's when I dip. And I'm like, okay.
That's so funny.
You enjoy. Nothing good is going to happen from this point on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dip. I'm out.
That's actually really smart.
Enjoy.
It's funny because I think it was a year or maybe 2 years ago, there was this chill guy meme going around, right? And this one popped up where it just kind of showed this chill guy where he's kind of at the bar. Everyone's having a good time. And then he slowly just started backing out. And then he just left.
Yeah.
And I shared that because I was like, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
When it gets to a point, you can't say goodbye. You don't say anything because they're like, dude, what?
Yeah. You just got to leave.
You just walk out, man.
It's the Irish
That's
goodbye.
what I do. Yeah. That's what it's so funny, dude. Oh my gosh, yeah. So you're juggling, you're doing the music, you're doing the writing, the freelance.
Yeah.
Freelance is basically you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing. So how do you juggle all these things, man?
I mean, it's always a challenge to find, I mean, the balance between all these
Yeah.
different things, like trying to keep all those plates perpetually spinning. Mm-hmm. It's still something that
Like juggling, right?
I'm still figuring it, like day to day. I'm just figuring it
Yeah.
out. I mean,
Okay.
I always will be. It's also a matter of figuring out, like, I need to take time for myself too,
Yeah.
to recharge.
Yeah.
And I just feel like a lot of the way we live today, there's no space for that.
Agree.
There's not a lot of space for that. We're just always supposed to be moving. We're always supposed to be monetizing every single second of our lives.
Another one, man. That's so true, because you see, like, again, I've been doing the entrepreneur thing for a long time, and then sometimes I'll be like, I'm gonna take a day off.
Yeah.
And then you sit down and you grab your phone, you scroll, and it'll be like David Goggins, and he's like, "What are you doing?
Yeah. It's
You know
almost
what I
like,
mean? What are you doing here?
oh, so you're going to sit on your ass today, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm
Oh,
not.
you want to be like everybody
Yeah.
else, right?
I'm
You're
moving.
like-
What are you doing?
It's like, all right, yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like that. Like I try to fight against that impulse. I try
Yeah.
to give myself those down days. I need to take those days off, or I'm going to crash. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to burn out, and then my work is going to suffer.
Yeah, agree. And then, so, what do you do for that? For, like, the recharge?
The recharge. I mean, I do tend to try to take weekends off. generally.
Okay, nice, nice.
At least only work, like, say, partially on the day.
Okay.
Or I work on something that's like my own thing.
Got it.
I'm working on one of my own novels, which to me doesn't really feel like
That's not work. Yeah.
Or, I mean, like, the week before, wife and I went to Cebu for
That's
for the
right.
week.
Yes. Beautiful.
And did nothing.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
It was beach, buffet, beach,
That's what it should be like, man.
buffet, sleep. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. I think that's what people should do on their vacations. I know that, mental health is a big thing, whatever, but yeah, you need to recharge, or else.
You got to give yourself that space, man. Otherwise,
And I think that when you're an employee, that's one thing, but
Yeah.
when you are, you trade in your 9 to 5 for 24/7, it's definitely important to take those days, So we took that week in Hualien, and we didn't really do anything. And I brought my computer, I set up like these clips for the whole week. I'm like, the clips are done, set them for the week, and I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome, man. It's sorely needed.
no, you need to protect that. I
Yeah.
think, especially if you're an entrepreneur. I know, like, there's always all these voices online coming at you, like.
Yeah. Oh God.
You do have to work, I would say, harder as an
Sure.
entrepreneur.
Much harder.
As a self-employed person, because if you're not working, you're not making any money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can say, I'm taking the day off, and it's unpaid.
Unpaid day off. Yeah.
And then, like, somebody like you've got people who count on you.
Yes, for sure.
Fortunately for myself, like, I'm self-employed, and it's a sole proprietorship. So
Yeah.
I'm only punishing myself if
Yeah.
I take a day off.
There's good and bad, right? Like you
Yeah.
can have your team. So like when we went, we still had a few days that we were open, which is good. It's good because when you build a really good team, you get their back, they get your back.
Yeah.
But it's also tough because once in a while, like we just had one of our main guys in the front who was with us for 5 years, and he just left. So it's like it's a big hole,
hard-
So
it's
you're
hard
like,
to
oof,
fill.
it's tough. It's
Yeah.
definitely tough. Yeah. So there's pros and cons, I think, to both. Yeah. So you think with your writing, with the music and all that, how is Taiwan specifically, like, has it influenced you at all?
Oh, I mean, for starters, it's the reason that I've been able to do it.
Okay.
I like, for me, like, being Canadian.
Yeah.
For me to try and having launched this type of career. I'll tell you a quick story. Like, way back in the day, grade 6, I had this teacher, Mr. Carlson,
Love it.
and he came in one day. He taught, like, drama and stuff like that, so he taught some artistic stuff. But he came in one day, and I don't remember why he was talking about it, but he was talking about his daughter who was about to graduate school.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, like, she's decided to do writing and music. And he was not excited about that. He was, like,
Okay.
lamenting that.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, she's decided to do 2 of the hardest possible things that she could ever do with her life. And I think a lot of people kind of took
Interesting.
that as a warning.
Okay. Yeah.
And I took that as an invitation.
or a challenge. Like, I
As a
could do
ch-
that.
I could-
Not a challenge.
I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
It would have been infinitely harder for me to do that in Canada, I think,
Yeah.
just because of the cost of living involved, like
Yeah.
having to worry about paying rent and paying for everything.
Yeah.
Here, due to the privileges that come with being
Huge
a
privilege
Westerner
for us.
here,
Yeah.
I'm able to be a lot more comfortable
Sure. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
perhaps earning less than
Yeah.
would be required to maintain an adequate standard of living in Canada.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. Definitely.
it's the reason I've been able to do it. It's also, I mean, just living here, the types of stories that I've written, like the migrant
Sure.
worker stuff,
Yeah.
writing about travel in Taiwan, and also just being kind of centrally located in Asia, which has allowed me to be able to travel to a lot of different
Yeah.
places easily for work,
So good.
easily and relatively cheaply.
Yeah.
Being able to cover, travel in Thailand, being able to cover like the drug war in Manila, being able to cover bare knuckle boxing in Burma,
Yeah. I
all
got some
that-
pictures here, so we'll pull them up. Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just made all that fairly easy just by them being centrally located.
I love that.
So it's influenced virtually every aspect of my life and career.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that because we, if, okay, in Canada, I love it. When I go back to visit, it's always like how I love it here. But it's so expensive.
Yes.
And it's just, I think it's getting worse expense wise. Like the last time I went, it had been 5 or 6 years pre-COVID, and then post-COVID, it was a shock actually.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, oh my God.
I mean,
this
just
is
the way
lo-
that like the cost of housing goes up,
Yeah.
rents are always going up, cost of food is always going. Every time I go back,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of shocked. I'm like,
Yeah.
how does anybody afford to live here?
Yeah.
Because wages are not going up,
Yeah.
cost of everything is going up. It
Yeah.
just seems untenable, really.
I think it's all. I mean, in BC, it's crazy, but I think all of Canada is going up, right?
Yeah, the whole
country,
across the
right?
across the board.
That's crazy, man. Let me pull up some pictures here. Yeah,
Sure.
tell me what's going on.
Alrighty.
Bam.
Oh,
There you go. I
Yeah,
had to pull
that's
that one
probably-
up there. That's a good one.
that's probably like 14, 15 playing hockey.
Yeah.
That's proof of Canadian citizenship right there.
That's a beauty. Yeah.
No, I played hockey all growing up. I loved the game. I loved it a lot. I played defense mostly. I was not a tough kid. I was pretty skinny.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, still love hockey to this day.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I played 1 year here when I first came over.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the rec league.
Are you still like watching the NHL and stuff from
I
here?
don't want like
Yeah. It's hard, right?
it's hard. Like it's on in the mornings.
Yeah.
And I just find with the distance, it's not that I don't care about it.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
So I'll check
yeah.
the scores like I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan, so I'll
Got
check
it.
the scores and be like, oh, cool, they won. But if they lost, I don't really
Yeah.
care.
I think that, just quickly on that, I think that when we're out here and we left, like I grew up, I love hockey. We're in BC, everyone's a Canucks fan.
Yeah.
But for us growing up, we were very big Mario Lemieux fans.
Of
So
course.
we were big Penguin fans,
Yeah.
right? So till this day, my family is huge Penguins fans. But I haven't watched a full hockey game in, I don't even know. And it's not like I don't care, but it's out of sight, out of mind. It's perfectly well stated there. Bam.
Oh, that's Megaport a couple of years ago down in Kaohsiung. We had played the free stage the year before, which is outdoors in the park, and we kind of packed, like the whole park filled up.
That's awesome, man.
So the next year they bumped us up to this, which was the Kaohsiung Music Center.
It's crazy.
And it's a festival, right? So like people aren't there necessarily to see us, so we don't know how many people are going to show up. And
Yeah.
it's about a 5,000 capacity room.
Okay. How does it feel to play for, let's say, 5,000 people? Like that looks, it's full.
It was insane. Like we were sitting there watching and waiting, and we were outside.
Yeah.
And before we're playing, we see this stream of people coming. And
Okay.
it was really hot, so we thought, okay, maybe people are just coming indoors to get some AC before they go somewhere else. But then by the time we played, it was full. And this was the first time where the roar of the crowd for me was physical. Like I could
You
feel
could
it.
feel that,
You
like
could-
wave.
You could feel the wave. You could feel it coming down from the top across the floor. And
Wow.
it actually would hit you.
That's crazy.
And it meant a lot because, like I say, like you can't see Jack in this picture. He's back on the drums, but
Find
no, I don't think he's in this
no?
one.
Okay,
But
okay.
after the show, like both of us have been doing this for almost 20 years at this point to get to this moment.
Got it. Yeah.
And he came and he grabbed me around the shoulder and he was screaming in my ear. He's like, "It's never too late. It's never too late."
That's beautiful. I
And
love
yeah,
that.
I was just near tears.
Of course.
Afterwards for
Of
that kind of
course.
moment. It
That's-
meant a lot. It meant a lot.
That's beautiful. It must have been crazy to play for so many people,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Oh, that's me in Korea with my band Revilement. That's Vic on bass, long-haired guy with the shaved head is Alan Wong on guitar, and that's
Okay.
Barney Greenway from a band called Napalm Death. who we opened for there, and that's a band we've all been listening to like since we're kids.
Okay, got it.
And we got to meet them, we got to open for them.
That's crazy.
Over the years, like with different bands, like I've gotten to open up for a lot of acts that I grew up listening to.
Okay.
Which again, like being in Taiwan, that sort of opportunity was available because there's less metal bands, there's less competition.
Yeah, I understand.
And I was fortunate to hook up with guys like this who were already kind of established in the scene, so they were able to hook. I was able via them to get these opportunities to open up for these big bands coming through.
Okay.
And also be able to tour a little bit and go to places like Seoul to play with my heroes.
That's so cool.
Which was insane. Yeah.
Just quickly touching on that, we get kind of almost like a special privilege out here. Like we have this like the Wygoran kind of backdoor special, you know, like you're getting to get in there. Like for me, because I've been doing the podcast and I'm a big like UFC fan.
Oh yeah.
I like to go watch the fights. Because of that, I've got to be able to do like the English commentary for, you know, like CFC, for Billy, for WOTD, for like all these BJJ events and all this stuff. And it's sometimes like, whoa, like you're a bit overwhelmed because you're like, I'm not a commentator. I'm not like a professional, but I just love it. And, you know, you practice it. And then it becomes like second nature. And you're like, oh, yeah. And then you're the go-to commentator. All of a sudden, you're like, what? This is crazy.
Well, like
it's crazy.
The first show I ever played in Taiwan, which was the first show I ever played, period.
Crazy.
Was at The Wall in Taipei, which is a venue you're supposed to work your way up to that. And then when you're an established band or a musician, that's where you play. And that was the first, because of these guys that I played with.
Yeah, these guys.
Nothing to do with me. That's where I started.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, when I went to one of my buddies is Dino. He's the drummer for Ubai and China Blue, right? Everybody probably know him. And it's like I went to his wedding and they put, you know, kind of the foreigners beside the tables of like the famous people. Yeah. Because we don't know.
Yeah.
We're just there to hang out.
You're not going to make a big deal.
We're not going to make a big deal. But it was crazy because you're sitting with, I guess, all these celebrities and you're like, like you said, you were in the backstage with all these, you know, celebrities and you're like, it's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's a crazy life, man. Yeah. And you're speaking here. Tell me what's happening here.
Thanks to some of the books that I've written, this was because of Migrante. Like I've been invited to some schools and universities here and there to like give talks about living the life as a writer, or just giving a talk about the topic of the book itself, which is important to me because I'm speaking to younger people. Yeah. And they're very curious about this topic. They're very open about it. Their minds are open. Yeah. They haven't, you know, yet become hardened
brainwashed that
or
it's
ensconced
normal
within their own opinions. They're not like I'm in this camp or that camp. They just want to learn. Yeah. And they want to ask genuine questions about it. So that's been really rewarding as well. Like I've gone from everywhere from like elementary schools. This was at a junior high school. I've gone to Taipei American School and a few different universities.
That's beautiful.
Here and there. So it's always a really awesome experience to get to talk to these people and just to see how open and passionate they are. Yeah. And, you know, it gives you a lot of hope for the future of the country when you meet the young people.
That's great. Yeah, I agree 100%. That's I've got to do I've got to do some you know, people will come in and I'll interview them or they'll kind of see what's going on. And then I've also gone to a couple like universities and been like, you know, talk about YouTube and podcasts and stuff like that, and just something that I kind of do for fun, you know. And they're just like, wow, that's amazing. This is crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. This is crazy. I love that picture. I had to put that on.
That's the first band. That's Revilement. I don't know. I think this was like a Halloween show that we did, and we just doused ourselves with stage blood. That is me, by the way. That's back in the long hair days. Okay. If people don't believe it. Yeah, we just doused ourselves in the stage blood, which is essentially syrup.
I was gonna ask, like, what is that? It's obviously not real blood.
No,
like pig's blood or like Carrie, that scary movie or anything.
That was nasty. Also at the Wall, and by the time we left backstage, like it looked like a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
we didn't do this. I think we did do this again, but like our guitar player was not happy because like all that sticky stage blood got over his nice new guitar.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He was kind of mad about that.
Getting in the cracks and crevices, right?
It was a good look at the time.
Okay.
I still in the band now. Like I put stage blood on. I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
It's good visually, but to like get it off, and like sometimes it doesn't come all the way off, and like it's all over my head, and like I'm taking the MRT home afterwards.
Oh yeah.
And I look like either I've been in a fight or I have severely injured somebody.
Oh, that's crazy. I remember one time when I taught kindergarten way back in the day. We were doing, everyone was dressed up, and do you remember The Crow, the movie The Crow?
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
there was,
classic.
when NWO, Sting and all the Sting did. So I just did that. I had a wig and I did the face paint, the Sting. And it was like a full day's work, but I went out for lunch. So I just went out to like a Dante's Coffee or something for lunch. And I just left the face paint on because I was like, I don't want to take it off
Yeah.
and then go. And people were just like, what the hell is this guy, right? Crazy, yeah.
I used to have with the one band. I used to have a fake dead body that we made. That we
That's crazy.
We
Okay.
wrapped up in duct tape and garbage bags, and I would take
Okay.
that on the MRT with me when I'm going to the shows.
Oh my gosh.
And like sit it down next to me.
That's awesome.
We actually kept it on the back balcony of our apartment. And one day I went back there doing laundry. And I could hear the neighbors whispering. They're like, "Do you think it's real? Do you think should we call the police?
That's
Should we-"
awesome. You should have.
Did he kill somebody?
Did he kill someone?
Or
That's so funny.
I'd be carrying it down the street, like trying to get a taxi.
They're like, hey.
And it's got feet. We had shoes for it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God.
It got destroyed. We had filled it with Japanese pornography. And at the last show we ever played, I whipped it into the crowd, and people
Okay.
tore it apart.
Oh, they tore it apart.
And the whole floor was just filled with Japanese porn.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh man. I got a couple more pictures here for you. Bam.
That's some modeling work that I did. Not my
Okay.
usual gig, but over the years I became acquainted with the people from Thonic, who are the biggest metal band, obviously in Taiwan, and Freddie
Okay.
Lim, who is
I've heard. Yeah.
politician, singer of Thonic. Now he's going to be the de facto ambassador to Finland, and he's also the singer of Thonic. And he had a clothing line,
Interesting. Okay.
and he had me model for the clothing line. He also hired me on as the writer of their lyrics for the English versions of their albums that they put out.
Awesome.
Because they were signed to a European label. They wanted to put out their Taiwanese version. They also wanted to put out an English version.
Got it.
So through knowing them in the scene, I got to work with the biggest metal band in Taiwan
Crazy.
for a number of albums. And still to this day, they'll put out singles, and I helped them out with that.
That's crazy, man. The privilege that we get, right? It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
same thing.
It's crazy.
Oh,
This backflip is a cool one.
This is me
Whoops.
hanging from a pipe. I think this is somewhere. This is somewhere in Japan on tour, and I just like to make people laugh, basically,
Okay.
or like smile, or I just do whatever I have to do or whatever I can do to make people have a good time, or to give people permission to go nuts.
Okay.
And I do that by going nuts myself. This
That's-
was during my drinking days.
Yeah. Okay.
There may have been a few beers involved
Yeah.
in this.
Okay.
But I would see basically anything I could climb, jump off of, or any sort of implement of minor destruction that I could get a hold of.
Okay. I mean,
In order-
that's metal. That's pretty metal, isn't it? Is that, or is that just you?
That's
No?
what I was thinking. So I remember,
Okay.
I remember I was doing this, and then while I was doing this, somebody in the audience tried to pour a beer down my mouth, and it just went up my nose.
Oh, God.
It was like being waterboarded with beer,
Okay.
and
So not great.
stuff like this would happen all the time. Every show, I was walking away with some sort of minor injury from
Jeez,
doing
okay.
stuff like this.
That's too funny. I thought I had brought up the other picture, but the one I wanted to ask you about, maybe we'll just talk about it. Dave LeDuc, Lethway, like
Yes.
you went out to report. Tell me about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I became aware of a guy named Dave LeDuc.
I've seen a documentary on him.
Yeah, in Myanmar, or Burma, as you might call it.
Yeah.
He had become the first foreign champion in the 2,000-year history of Myanmar's national martial art, which is called Lethway. It's basically, if you don't know it, it's Muay Thai
With headbutts.
and it's bare knuckle.
I didn't realize the bare knuckle.
It's
Okay,
bare knuckle,
okay.
and if you get knocked out, the fight is not over.
Yes.
You get dragged back to your corner, limp. They revive you, and they throw you back out there, and you keep going.
That's crazy.
So in 2,000 years, there haven't been that many like foreigners go to fight it, and there's
Yeah.
not been an open weight champion. He got famous in Thailand through something called prison fight,
Okay.
where they were having fighters from outside fight prisoners in Thai prisons.
Oh, wow.
And if the Thai prisoners won, they got time knocked off their sentence.
That's like those movies with what's that guy's name? Michael. That man, I can't remember his name. Anyways, it's these movies.
It sounds
where you
like a
see
movie.
that. It's beautiful. Okay, so tell me about that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so he got famous through that, and
Michael
then,
Jai White.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, so he went out. He got invited to fight Lethway in Myanmar, and he's a tall, rangy guy.
Big guy, good Thai boxer.
Very, very skilled. and he actually became the champion there. So I went there to just profile him. So I got.
Okay.
He happened to be having a championship fight.
Let me quickly just butt in there. How did you get to profile this guy? Like, did somebody say, "Hey, come do this," or it popped up somewhere and you're like, "I want to do this"?
I think I saw the prison fight thing, and
Okay.
I saw that he'd be fighting soon. So I pitched a publication saying, "Hey, he's going to be doing a championship fight. Will you pay for me to go over there and profile him?" And
Okay.
the publication said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead."
Beautiful. Okay.
So I went over there and met him. He was there with his like he was living there at the time, and he was one of the most famous people in the country. Like he got married on national television there.
Wow. Okay.
The government paid for his huge, like almost royal style wedding.
Oh wow. Okay.
He has since fallen afoul of the government there, and I don't think he can go back.
Oh really? Dave
Yeah.
Dave Leduc that's a very Canadian name. It sounds like someone who I
he's
grew
from-
up with.
like,
Yeah,
he's from Quebec.
Totally, he's from Quebec. Okay.
Yeah,
French
Canadian guy. Very
Gotcha.
very smart, very skilled fighter. And now he's living in supposedly retired from fighting. He went and had another fight in Cambodia, and then he settled there.
Okay.
Living
okay.
there, he's kind of running businesses there, and he's still able to trade off of his name as a Lethwei fighter.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
But that was really eye-opening and interesting because I'd never been to Burma. I'd never been to Yangon, and it was a very vibrant. I got acquainted with the metal scene while I was there. I
beautiful.
Did a story on the metal scene. I'm still friends with guys from there to this day. Some of the guys I met there from the metal scene have gone on to become like freedom fighters. Like they went out to the jungle and they're fighting against the military.
Wow.
Like now.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
A bunch of them have had to leave the country. So
Yeah.
it was hard because at that time there was a lot of hope for the country.
Yeah.
Aung San Suu Kyi was ostensibly free at that time, or at least the military was allowing her to just kind of operate, at least independently. And then not long after that, they threw her back under house arrest, and it was
Gotcha.
just downhill.
I actually,
yeah.
it's weird because you don't really hear about Myanmar and this
No.
kind of story. The only reason I knew about it was because maybe 2 years ago, I had a couple of my staff, some of my guys, they're from Myanmar, and I'm like, oh yeah, tell me about it. And they told me all about it, and I thought, oh wow.
Yeah.
And because I have Philippines, Indonesian, I have people from everywhere. And usually once a year they'll go back for a few weeks, right? And I'm like, oh, are you guys gonna go back? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why not? And they told me, and I thought, wow, I didn't even know that.
Well, also
It's crazy.
while I was there, like they actually had a music festival there that I also happened to be there at the same time. It was called
Okay.
Voice of Youth,
Okay.
and it was a huge festival, thousands of people in attendance.
Yeah.
And it was, guys were getting up on stage and saying whatever they want, basically. And it was
Okay.
so there was like freedom of speech. My friends from Japan happened to be playing that festival, and they were the first foreign metal band ever to play in
Okay.
Myanmar.
Nice.
And they brought me up on stage to do a song. So I
Okay.
got to play at this festival for several thousand Burmese kids
Amazing.
at
Okay.
the time. So like I said, there was a lot of hope at the time. Like,
Yeah.
the festival's called Voice of Youth, and the youth were making their voice heard. And then
Love it.
It hasn't happened since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Man. Yeah.
So it was eye-opening
Yeah.
to say the least.
That's crazy, dude. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. But I didn't it's crazy because I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know until I was told, and I thought, wow, it's so sad how that's like now 2025
Yeah.
stuff is still happening,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
it
It's
is.
kind of crazy how that works,
Definitely.
man. We've hit quite a few topics. I mean, is there something that you want to make sure that we get out there?
I think we've hit the high
the
marks. I
wings?
think
Okay.
we've hit most of the
Okay.
most of the topics that I think we
Okay.
need to
Cool.
talk about.
Okay. Cool. I actually wanted to ask you. So, what is kind of like one of the? Has there been a story that was just like it's so hard to report? Like, what's one of the hardest like stories? You're digging this story up, and you're thinking, "Holy crap, this is rough."
I mean, the whole experience writing about the migrant worker
Yeah.
issues has been rough.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and it's not. I'm not saying rough for me. I'm just
For
the guy
you.
writing about it.
Yeah.
But I've had to sit there with people who have been physically abused.
Oh,
I've,
yeah.
I've talked to a large number of women who have been victims of
Oh, yeah.
sexual assault and even rape.
Yep.
One of the hardest things I ever had to do was I sat there and interviewed a woman who had been raped
Raped by her employer.
by her employer.
Yeah.
And she had no recourse. She had recourse, but the recourse was mediation, where she had to sit in a room across
With
from the
her.
man who had raped her, and have
Crazy.
somebody, a supposedly impartial third party, basically say like, here's how much money he should pay you in order to walk away from this.
Yeah.
There was going to be no
criminal charges.
charge, no jail time. He was not going to have to face justice of any time except for paying her. She was not after money.
Yeah.
She wanted him to answer for what he did.
Of course. Of course.
And I've never heard a sound similar to the sound of the way that she cried
Man.
in hearing that. That's hard to hear, to just know that humans are capable of doing that
Yeah.
to each other. The other hardest thing was reporting on the drug war in the Philippines.
Okay.
We got word while we were there that there was a little girl who got murdered by somebody who was addicted to drugs,
Okay.
essentially. And we had to go, because it was such a politically charged issue, we had to verify that this was real, or is this like propaganda by the government to justify their actions in... They were murdering anyone who was ostensibly involved in the drug trade.
Okay.
So we had to go to the funeral home and essentially check if there was a body.
Wow.
So we went there and we look into the coffin. She has just arrived. She has just been killed.
Okay.
And there's an 8-year-old girl.
Oh, that's bad, man.
So I mean, like, if you want to tell the stories that are hard to tell, you have to confront these things. And again, like, I'm just the person writing about it.
Yeah, sure.
But then you talk to, like, I had talked to this girl's parents
Oof.
afterwards, and it opens your eyes to what, unfortunately, people are capable of doing to each other. So you have to find a way to avoid becoming jaded, avoid becoming damaged. So
That's tough.
I mean, the path that I'm on now, spiritually and emotionally, has made that a lot easier. And I've also stepped back from journalism to do more creative projects.
Okay.
Just not to hide from those sorts of issues, but in order to protect myself.
It's got to weigh heavy on the soul, I would think.
It can, and you do meet journalists who burn out, become alcoholics, get divorced, all of the above.
Yeah.
And they kind of are left questioning, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
And I never wanted to become that. I'm not strong enough to do that.
I understand what you mean, man. That's rough. Oh my God.
So I don't close my eyes to it. I will still do journalism when and where I can, but I can't do it full time.
Yeah. Man. That is tough. That's a tough way to end it, man. Shoot. Okay.
Let's end it on something more
good.
positive.
Outside of work, what keeps you happy in Taiwan?
Oh man. It's always a voyage of discovery here. I'm never bored.
Okay.
I'm never sitting around thinking, why am I here?
Okay.
And Taiwan is never a place that ceases to amaze me. If you're looking for bad stuff here, you will find it.
That's
you will anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Just depends on what you're looking for.
Yes.
If
Agreed.
you're looking for the good stuff, there's a lot. There's a lot of good people here.
Yeah.
And fortunately, within the music scene, 99.9% good people.
Good people.
And those are the people that I surround myself with. So I don't want to end on a downer here for people, and I hope people take away the positive from this. That fortunately for me and for a lot of people here, it's been a place where I've been able to do pretty much exactly what I want.
Yeah.
With my life, it is possible here, and it is a place that, like most places on earth, is filled with largely good people.
Yeah.
Who are at very least not looking to do any harm to the world. They're just looking to make their mark and do their thing, and hopefully leave the world better for their presence.
Beautiful, man. I love that. I agree 100% with you. You can find bad things if you want, but that's everywhere, and we're able to kind of like live our dream a little bit. I would never have been able to do this in Canada, in Vancouver or something. I mean, it would have cost me, to do something like this. It would be ridiculous, to set up a podcast, even to invite people in, to be like having I don't know. There's just so many things out here, and just kind of would get the back door into like a higher level of life, I feel, and I love it. There are obviously downsides,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love it. I mean, also I don't see my family much, which is a bummer.
It's
That's
hard.
that's a tough thing.
Especially running a restaurant. Like,
It's tough,
the
yeah.
hardest possible business you could run.
I know, yeah. I wish I knew. But yeah, brother, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Sorry we took so long to get you on.
All good.
Sometimes I just get so bombarded with things, and I'm just like, I have this list, not even written down. It's just in my head. Brother, thank you so much, man.
Cheers.
Thank you guys for watching. In the description below, we've got the links to to Joe's Instagram and stuff like that, and I will also add the other links as we get them. Yeah, appreciate it. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
Thank you everybody for watching Eddie's show. We feel only happiness, don't feel any sorrow.